Kamala Harris in 2019 repeatedly called for Trump to be banned from Twitter and from every other social media platform. And she said that those platforms need to be regulated. And she's not the only Democrat that's advocated for that. The strongest case for censorship, sadly, was made by former President Barack Obama at Stanford in the spring of 2022, right before the Biden administration announced its Orwellian Ministry of Truth, the Disinformation Governance Board.
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
While there are many reasons to vote for Kamala Harris, the most significant may be that she is a strong candidate with a proven track record of accomplishment.
So unfortunately, Democrats are absolutely obsessed with censorship. They want to see it. They want to see the Europeans do it. They want to see the Brazilians do it. We've now, tomorrow we'll be publishing evidence that the U.S. government has funded censorship activities in Brazil. So yeah, I think people should be very worried that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as president and vice president would really try to crank up the censorship industrial complex and work with other countries, including Brazil, Australia, Europe, Canada, to impose this totalitarian censorship regime on the entire planet.
That Trudeau is contemplating pushing for the ability to jail for life on account of things that people say. That some of it is actually going to carry a life term. Can that be true?
Yes, that's exactly. The online harms bill has a provision for 20 years in prison. That's more than murderers are getting in this country. 20 years, that's life in Canada, yes. And that's part of the online harms bill. And this is a piece of legislation that has been sold to the public as a means of protecting children from child pornography. Children are already protected from child pornography through the criminal code, through legislation. And it's got nothing to do with revenge porn and all these other red herrings that the Trudeau government is putting up there and out there as a means of making people accept this bill. This bill is, strictly speaking, everything George Orwell spoke about in 1984. Yes, Justin Trudeau is using 1984 as a guidebook.
Now, you're under arrest in relation to incitement.
Incitement?
Yeah. Yeah.
What on earth? Excuse me, what on earth?
Just put your phone down.
Can you record
to-
this? I'm in my pajamas.
What's
I have
this?
an ultrasound in an hour. because
Yeah,
I'm
she's
pregnant.
pregnant, so
I'll take it easy. It's in relation to a Facebook post, in relation to a lockdown protest you put on for Saturday.
Yeah, and I wasn't breaking any laws by doing
You
that.
are actually, you are breaking all. That's why I'm arresting you.
Brazil is no longer a free country. It's illegal to go onto the app X. It's shocking to believe, but you can't go on X. All of the other social media platforms, including Google and Facebook and Instagram, have bowed down to the government's demands. The government demands were extremely radical and extreme. They were basically demanding that politicians that they don't like and journalists that they don't like, not just that some of their content be censored, but that they be banned from those platforms and from every platform. So what you see here is really the 1984 that George Orwell warned about, where the government would control all the different media and including, social media, deciding what can and can't be said publicly.
The new hate crime laws that I speak of in Scotland are the ones that seriously, they dangle the threat of up to 7 years in jail over the heads of anyone judged to have stirred up hatred against a protected group. And I'm using the language there of the new legislation. The protected groups in question are designated in the main on the grounds of race, sexuality and religion. Yusuf even made it the case that a person might be criminalised for things said in the privacy of the home. So it doesn't have to be something you put online for public consumption. It doesn't have to be something you say in the street or in the pub. It can be something you say at the dinner table in your own home. And let's say your child repeats it the next day at school. you could get a knock at the door from the authorities. Laws affecting the online world, all around the world, seek always to hide their true intentions behind claims of protecting children, when in reality they're about silencing free speech, pure and simple. Humza Yousaf's new legislation in Scotland is a threat in the real world, though. Ineptly and imprecisely policing words said out loud, as well as anything put on social media or whatever. In Scotland, the police can't get around to investigating burglaries and violent crime. You know, good luck getting any of that looked into if it happens to you, but they have nonetheless vowed that they will investigate every single complaint of hate crime. So we can see where the priorities lie. Even where investigation of a complaint finds that no crime was committed, nonetheless, whatever was said or written will still be archived as a non-crime hate incident. How's that for a form of words? A non-crime hate incident that will be it'll be against an innocent person's name on their permanent record forever, even though no crime was committed in the first place.